यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ओम प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। May the Almighty Shri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, health with great immunity, wealth and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you and the entire your family and friends. Let us begin Bhagavad Gita, verse number 41 of 18th chapter, last chapter. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranancha Parantapa Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. Bhagavan Krishna up to the verse number 40 have described what exactly the message of Bhagavad Gita in two topics, as a topic of Karma Yoga and the topic of Jnana Yoga. Again, from these words, Bhagavan wants to give one more kinds of Sankshepaha. Sankshepaha means what? A summary. Upasamhara Samkshepaha. The second chapter also gives the summary, but that summary is known as Upakrama summary. Means introducing the Shastra. In the beginning, there is essence, means summary of entire Bhagavad Gita. Now also, the gist of Bhagavad Gita is conveyed in different way. From these words, Bhagavan is taking the subject of the purpose of the life of human being. Now, what is the real purpose of human being? If you say moksham is the purpose, then you have to be careful with that person. Without knowing the reality of moksha, if a person says moksha is the purpose, no, moksha is not at all ultimate goal of our life. Shastra alone says moksha is an ultimate goal. But for us, the ultimate goal is nothing but to become completely happiest person. That's the goal. So completely, the happiness must be uninterrupted one. That's what our expectation is. Then Shastra says, if you want to get uninterrupted happiness, it means limitless happiness, you have to become a Shastra Jnani, by which you can get that state which you need. That state is called moksha. The Shastra alone says. Therefore, a person with Shastra Jnanam, if he says the ultimate goal is to reach moksha, that is also wrong. Ultimate goal is to gain knowledge about the self. So once we gain the knowledge about the self, automatically the Jivan Mukta Avastha will be there. But if a person who has assimilated the Shastra, he will say that I have to have a life in which I should get benefited and the entire universe also should be benefited by the lifestyle which I adapt. How is it possible? Is it possible or not? That is the question, big question, So I can have a lifestyle in which I will be benefited, or I should have the lifestyle which we call it public life, so that the benefit goes to the public. But can I live a lifestyle in which both can be benefited? Yes. So when you live in such a way, by that both you and the public means you and the entire creature can be benefited. Oh, is there that way? Yes, there is a way. And that way is the only way that which makes you as a complete, 100% as a contributor. You will become the contributor, a pure contributor, a solid contributor. That is the aim of Bhagavad Gita. We have to convert ourselves being in the place of consumer to a contributor. Now, a Shastrajnaha has to be a contributor. He can be the great contributor. Just you think about all the Mahatmas, the great soul who lived in our countries. They were proper great contributors. That is the motto. Now in this 18th chapter, this summary is given how this Bhagavad Gita contributes us to become a contributor. Okay, now how can I be a contributor? By doing a proper things, by understanding the ultimate things. That's all. Only two statements. By doing the proper thing. What to be done? Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga to be done. Karma Yoga to be done means what? Karma Yoga means you have to bring a different attitude while doing karma. Should I do karma in the forest, in the cave? No need. Should I work in the temple? No need. Should I live in ashram? No need. Should I quit my family? No need. Then what should I do? What you do, you continue with it. That was the suggestion for Arjuna. Krishna said, you continue with your Swadharma. Swadharma. That Swadharma is the subject matter from verse number 41 to 50. Adapting Swadharma, accepting Swadharma, following Swadharma, living with Swadharma. Now, you may have the question, what is Swadharma? We have heard about Sudhama. What is Swadharma? Swadharma means one's own duty, that which is born with us. Acha, I don't think anything was born with me. Now the duty has to be understood. Duty means in ancient time, we had the divisions of 4 varnas and 4 kind of ashramas, which Bhagavan said in the 4th chapter, Chatur varnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagasaha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. Unique language, Bhagavan Krishna's language is very unique. I created 4 varnashrama dharma, but really I am not the creator. Vidhi akartaram avyayam. I am the ultimate. I am a karta, but still I created it. Then you will become mad by listening to it if you have not studied Bhagavad Gita. Now we have completed 17 chapters. Now we can understand, yes. So Bhagavan being in the form of Brahman, he is not connected with any karma. But when he is identified with Maya, he becomes Sarveshwara. He becomes what? The owner of the world, the Karta of the world, and who is establishing Dharma. Now he gives the answer. I have created 4 kinds of varnas in order to what? In order to create the problem among the human beings. I don't like this human being because they look like me. Therefore, I want them to suffer. Therefore, I have given this all chaos. In order to bring difference among the people. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Is it the aim? No, never. The division is not judged by the birth. The division is according to the Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. In the same words Bhagavan have told, according to his characters or characteristic and action. Now one should know by doing what I can become a great contributor. By selecting what I can become a great karma yogi. The 2 things. So one should become the contributor. Contributor means what? Like a king contributing. But we live our life as a beggar. They, please give me. When you study Shastra, you become a king. Not to rule others. Rule our own mind and body sense complex. It's a great life. So when I want to become a successful contributor, then I have to know who am I, what kind of character that I have, what kind of field will be suitable for me. Against his nature, against his characteristic, he will be collapsed. Because wrong selection, paradharma, it is said as a paradharma. When you are selecting wrongly that which is against your nature, it won't help. Therefore, we saw all kinds of divisions. The same divisions have been given by Lord Krishna. We saw the divisions in the 4th chapter. Brahmana means what? Kshatriya means what? Brahmana means Brahmana Buddhi. Kshatriya means Kshatriya Buddhi. Vaishya means Vaishya Buddhi. And Buddhi selects the karma. If a Brahmana meditates, he meditates in different way. If Kshatriya meditates, he meditates in different way. If Vaishya meditates, he meditates in different way. But meditation is one. But the people, when they meditate, because the meditation is done by the karanas, indriyas, mind is an anthakarana. Therefore, this varies. So I do have a different, unique body, mind and sense complex. So there are so many fields in the world. Which field should I select? Which karma will be favorable to me so that I can bloom in my life? My mind can expand, my buddhi can expand, my life can be bloomed. That is the motto. The 4 divisions which were introduced in the 4th chapter. Now again here Bhagavan brings that chapter. Now Bhagavan just gives the characteristic, the nature of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and also he let us know how it helps. Therefore, the first verse means the verse number 41 teaches about the variety of the people, not the people, the nature of the human being. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranancha Parantapa Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. According to their nature, according to their action. So these Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, the divisions have been made by Shastra. That's all the meaning of this. Now the next verse which talks about Brahma Buddhi, the characteristic which is known as Brahmana Buddhi. Shamo Dhamastapa Shaucham Krantirarjavam Evacha Jnanam Vijnanamasthekyam Brahma Karma Swabhavajam. Brahma Karma Swabhavajam. Brahmana Karma Swabhava. The nature of a Brahmana Buddhi, the nature of the Brahmana's action is what? Shamaha, Dhamaha, Tapaha, Shaucham. The Buddhi which is endowed with Shamaha, mind control. Dhamaha, the organs control. Tapaha, endowed with lots of austerity. Shaucham, clean, means pure and clean. Krantihi, which is endowed with patience. Arjavam, boldness, cleanliness and straightforwardness. Jnanam Vijnanam Astikam. Jnanam means what? The worldly knowledge which is known as Dharma Adharma Jnanam. The Buddhi which has the Dharma Adharma Jnanam, which can distinguish which is Dharma and which is Adharma. Then what? Vijnanam. The same Buddhi which also can distinguish which is Nityam and which is Anityam. So it is said in the chapter number 7. Therefore, the chapter number 7 is called Jnana Vijnana Yogaha. Astikyam, faith in God, endowed with lots of Shraddha. This is the characteristic, the nature of Brahma Buddhi. That's all. In the next verse, the Rajo Buddhi. Shauryam Tejo Dhatir Dakshyam Yuddhe Chapya Palayanam Danam Ishvara Bhavascha Kshatra Karma Swabhavajam. Shauryam means heroism. Tejaha means it's a kind of a ruling capacity. That which is in the form of, it's a kind of charismatic power. Dhritihi means the strongness. We can say fortitude. Dakshyam means very talented. Anything he launches in the form of great administration. Yuddhe apalayanam, not running away from the battle. Therefore, Arjuna is a Kshatriya. The Kshatriya should not run away from the battle. He should not think even about running away, but he is thinking about to take sannyasa, which is not right. Dhanam means charity. The Kshatriya will have the mentality to giving charity. Ishvara bhavaha, ruling power. These are all the nature of Kshatriya buddhi. These are all the actions of Kshatriya buddhi. It is born with. That's what Bhagavan says, a person, whether he is Kshatriya, Brahmana, or Vaishya, Shudra, it is born with. Okay. The next about Vaishya. Krishi Gorakshavanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Okay. Rishi means agriculture. Gaura Vanijyam means protecting cows and agriculture. Then the business. Vanijyam, giving and taking, transaction, material transaction. We call it commerce. Okay. These actions means this is the field of Vaishya Buddhi. Okay. Not only that, transaction, Vriddhi. So that is not given here, we have to add. So expanding the things. Vriddhi is the nature of Vaishya Buddhi. Then Paricharyatvikam karma Shudra. Shudrasya, the nature of the Shudra is to work fantastically. All other community have to depend on this one community. Not community, we should know the varieties of Buddhi which can, launch the action. Very talented, If he construct the house, with all the Shastric way of the life, he can understand, that's a Shudra Buddhi. But, the meaning have changed now. But among these four kinds of Buddhi, none of them are superior or inferior. Okay, we have to be very careful. Then the next words, they say that how it helps. So now what is the benefit out of it? Sve sve karmanya bhirataha samsiddhim labhate naraha swakarmani ratas siddhim yatha vindati tachrunu. If a person selects an appropriate action according to his nature, definitely nirataha siddhim vindati, they attain completeness. Their life will be bloomed. That is the meaning. But if they select wrongly, then everything becomes poisoned. There will be problem. Those people will be problem for others and problem for their own life, for it won't be suitable. He continues, Yatah pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmanatam abhyarchya siddhim mindati manavaha. That is the benefit of these divisions which helps us to become a moksha purushaha, an attained one. Okay, that's what Yataha pravritti bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam. By adapting, by selecting proper karma, by understanding proper nature, then selecting karma according to the nature, then succeeding in that karma and converting karma into karma yoga, then pursuing jnana yoga. Finally, the people reach what? The ultimate from which the entire creation has come out, and not only that, so in which everything is standing, means sustaining everything, so in which exists because of the blessings of which. So that's all the meaning of this verse number 46. We will go to next verse. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharma svanishtitat swabhavaniyatang karma kurvannapnoti kilbisham. Therefore, better to be endowed with swadharma. Don't go against your nature. Don't select any action that which is against your nature. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharma sunashthita. So the same shloka which was told in the 4th chapter, Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha. That's what the same meaning. That is the great thing to stick with your own nature and your own actions. Means the actions according to your nature. Swabhava niyatam karma kurvan apnoti kilmisham. Therefore, when you select a proper karma, definitely you can clear your karma phala by adapting karma yoga. So, in the next words, Bhagavan gives a warning. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi natyajet sarvarambhahi doshena dhomenagnirivavrata. The karma which is born with you, don't live. Maybe it would be defective, but don't leave. You select the karma according to your nature. If you are not able to become talented in that karma, doesn't matter, but stick with that. Because the selecting action becomes the main source to get succeeded towards the successful life. Sarvarambhahi doshena dhumena agni ribhavrtha. Because all karmas are having certain defects with them, like fire exists with smoke. That's a defect, You want to have a pure fire for yajna, but smoke also comes with that. Like that, any karma you take, the karma which is with defect in it. Therefore, you need not worry. Stay with your swadharma. That is the source by which you can improve yourself. That what kind of improve that I can get? Said in the next words, Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigataspruha naishkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasena adhigacchati. You can go to next level, my dear. What is the next level? Jnana yogyatha. You can get Jnana yogyatha. You become deserve for Jnana yoga. So what kind of qualification that I get? The mind which is very pure, the mind which is not endowed with attachment, the mind which is free from fear, the mind which is free from all kinds of complexes, the mind which is eligible to pursue knowledge completely. Asakta buddhihi sarvatra asakta buddhihi. Not attached with anything, even with our own body, mind and sense complex. Means the mind which is endowed with vairagya. Vigata ragaha iti bhavaha. Jitatma vigata sprahaha. The person can conquer his own enemies called indriyas. Vigata sprahaha. He doesn't have a dependence on the world. It is known as naishkarmya siddhi. The karma will leave him. He becomes the karma phala muktaha. Paramam sanyasena adhigacchati. That is called a true sannyasa. Karma phala won't stick. It will go himself, But he will be doing the action. Okay? So he will be performing the action. Doesn't matter. But karma phala withdraw from him. So how wonder it is. He continues in the next words also. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodhame samasenaiva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya yapara. Siddhim praptaha yatha tatha apnoti nibodhame. That person alone can understand about my real nature. He can understand that yathavat means as I am. Tattvataha samasena kaunteya nishtha jnanasya yapara. He will get, samasena means shortly what I can say. So he will be the eligible person for jnana nishtha, means the lifestyle which helps us to pursue the knowledge of the Supreme. Then the next words, बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तः धृत्यात्मानं नियम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयान् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषव्युदस्य च. In the previous words, Bhagavan says, he can understand me well. What kind of me? Bhagavan says, that person who has become eligible, he thoroughly understands me by pursuing the knowledge through Shastra. So now, what kind of Bhagavan is understood by him? The reference, you should go to chapter number 7, then 9, 10 and 12. These 4 chapters have to be studied thoroughly again, because it is 18th chapter. It will come as a note, as small point. So when he realizes, then what? Nididhyasanam begins. So from verse number 51, Bhagavan talks about the meditation after attaining knowledge. That we will continue from next session tomorrow. Harihi Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha. Let us chant the Maha Mantra of Lord Venkateshwara to get rid of this chaos due to Corona. We will have the mantra, we will chant Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya, Om Namo Venkateshaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.